I can think! I can think!
I'm a leader at last.
Can he continue fighting?
Get him, baby!
If I can think! If I can think!
Drop so you will still do.
Then I can win!
Minutes to do your
All right, thank you. Hey Tyler, how you
Kelvin.
doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Um, I'd love to talk about Beast. I'm really excited because I saw the trailer and I love MMA movies. I also love the redemption arcs of like these fighters, and this looks like it's
Yeah.
very emotionally and powerful. So I'm really excited to talk to you about it.
Thank you. Very emotional. I'm a very emotional guy, and a very, very emotional movie. And I'm the same as you. I love sort of sports films and underdog stories. And yeah, I worked really hard on this to get it here, and very blessed that it turned out the way it did. It was a very challenging shoot, and a lot of issues, a lot of problems, but that's life. And we're making a film about that, about the underdog. Everything's stacked against you, and you gotta just, you're the only one that believes that you can do it. And if you believe you can do it, you can do it. Against all odds, everything's on the table, just go for it. And that's what this film's about. That's why I wanted to tell this story.
Yeah, my first question is I was really surprised to see that Russell Crowe actually co-wrote the script. And so how did you get approached to direct the film? How did that all come about?
Yeah, so Shayna Bess, who's a great Aussie director, and Dave Fagerio sent me this. He's the writer, producer of the film. And yeah, I meditated on it for a long time and ended up sort of seeing things in life that I could kind of inject the way that I see life, and started sort of putting in, fishing trawlers and stuff like that into this world, and started layering the world. And Russell was a big voice in making it Australian. And yeah, so I think that was a point of difference. And Russell did such a good job with the script. He brought a lot of heart and soul into the characters that really make this film what it is. It is a character driven film. There's obviously plot through there, but you are with Pat and James the whole way through, and it's a very real and organic sort of story. Really, it's about a guy that most people in this world are underdogs. Nearly everyone is, and so it taps into that, which I love because I'm that person. So yeah, it was very important to make that truthful. Make this film authentic.
Yeah, what I really love the cast in this. Besides Russell Crowe as the coach, Daniel McPherson, as Patton. He just watching the trailer, you could see that he really got into the role, and you could see that he's got that not just underdog, but kind of like the old fighter on the road to redemption, and I think that totally works.
Yeah,
And then you have
yeah,
one of my favorite recent action stars, Bren Foster, as the current champion, and he just looks every time you see him on screen, like you're going to be in for a treat when you see Bren fight on screen because he does such
oh,
a fantastic job. I saw Life After Fighting, and that was like one of my favorite action films over the past few years. And he just
Bren's incredible. Oh my gosh, he came on a few weeks before we started shooting. He choreographed all the fights in our film. He was in all the fights in our film, and it wouldn't have looked like this without Bren Foster. He's incredible. He's incredible. I don't even know what else to say. The guy is just so smart, especially with action. And he's almost like that. He's that real action hero. Like, he's actually real because he does everything. He's a black belt jiu-jitsu. He's a world champion taekwondo, like martial artist. He's living and breathing this world, which I love. So I couldn't be a bigger fan of Bren, and he saved this movie definitely in terms of I trusted him a lot with the fighting, and because I just knew he's so good. And coming as a director is really hard because you got stunties, and then you got Bren, and they kind of have to somehow coexist. But Bren is the guy that's choreographing all the fight and the actor, and so yeah, it was a really challenging shoot, navigating that side of the fight world, because you got two guys that are bashing each other, and in film that's pretty challenging to try and shoot without it looking fake. And the guy, I think Dan broke his nose in it, so we lent into it, and those two guys are in it the whole time. Yeah, it was really good. Mojon Aria plays the brother who's also in two of the fights, and he kills it. he's a little martial artist himself, so really smart and sort of whippy. So yeah, I positioned myself around three guys that knew what they were doing in terms of fighting, and it can tell it's a brings a realism to our fights.
That's amazing. So you mentioned that you had a lot of issues on the set. So I always like to ask this for the filmmakers. Like how long did the shooting take on the film and what were the challenges that you faced during production?
Yeah, there's always challenges. It's like as a director, you got to problem solve at all times. Everything, locations are always falling out, money's falling out, you're losing days everywhere. You're trying to figure out how to tell the story when you just lost a week of shooting because some money didn't come through or some grant. So, filmmaking is very challenging in that sense. It's doesn't matter what level of film it is. It's you got challenges, and I love challenges. That's how I grow in life. So this film was just really complex. We had like three false starts. We were 2 weeks away from shooting multiple times, which is just heartbreaking and devastating over years of trying to get it up. It's just painful. And we shot a week and the film collapsed, and but there was resilience, there was faith. We never stopped believing. We never stopped, driving, and there was just a lot of faith and trust in this movie on all fronts from everyone. And it was a teamwork. The crew stuck in there. There was like weeks and weeks that we were just day by day we were collapsing. I meant the whole shoot. So for 7 weeks, the film was collapsing every day. It's
Oh,
it's
wow.
just so challenging, but we did it. And this film is about someone doing it against all odds, and Beast reflected that in our lives, and all of us too, in our own way, the whole crew in our own way. And so we stuck in there and we never gave up. So that's why it's like that, I believe, is it put us through that, and we had to walk the talk.
Yeah, I feel like Australia, I know back in the 80s we had the exploitation films and films like Day of the Panther, Strike of the Panther. I was a huge fan of those. And now I feel like
Yeah.
with Bren Foster leading the way, Australia is coming back big when it comes to the martial arts genre. And I'm glad to see that Australia is coming back with that, with films like this and Life After Fighting and some of these other lower budgeted films I recently caught. And I'm just glad to see Australia's coming back on the map with the genre. And with
Oh
that said,
yeah,
yeah.
totally.
So with that said,
Yeah, me
what's
too.
next for you after Beast? Is there anything that you can talk about?
I've been orbiting a few different little things here and there, but Beast hasn't come out yet, so I'm just sort of sitting tight, seeing what happens. I like all genres of films. I'm not a horror fan, so I won't ever make a horror, but I do like thrillers, psychological thrillers. I'm attached to do a World War One film that's written by Stuart Beattie. That's an incredible film. It's like one of the best scripts I've ever read. So I'm attached to direct that, and I think it's a very emotional story, which is one of my strong points as a director. And so yeah, I'm really excited to tell that. So yeah, I'm just sort of, I don't rush in. I don't want to be a director. I'm not in
Yeah,
it just to be a director and make money. I'm in it to tell stories that move people and can help, spread light or share insight on other worlds and what other people go through in life, because we're all going through a hard time, and it's that resilience and hope and faith, and that's what motivates me as a filmmaker. So I try and find scripts like that in any genre.
that's amazing. I mean, that just shows the versatility. Like you're willing to show that emotional depth with any genre except for horror, but but anything. That just shows what a fantastic filmmaker that you are. Because if anything stands from what I saw with Beast, I think you're definitely gonna be one of those names that's gonna be like, oh, that's Tyler Atkins. He's an amazing director and all that. I got a feeling that could happen to you down that road. Like people are gonna notice that.
Oh yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? I just serve the story and serve the film, and yeah, we need some hope in this world. We need light, and we need stories that uplift and heal and motivate, not bring you down. And I'm not a
Mhm.
huge fan of films that have a lot of darkness in it. And I just think in this day and age, it's so hectic and chaotic in our world that when you go to watch a movie, I want to be inspired. I want to show that there's still good people around, because there is, and that's what motivates me as a filmmaker. I want us to have a break from the world and enjoy and learn from something we see.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
everyone, Beast is coming out in select theaters on April the 10th. this looks amazing. If you like MMA, if you like films like Warrior, you like Rocky, even a little bit of Never Back Down from what it looks like, you're gonna enjoy this. I have a feeling you're gonna enjoy this film. 'Cause I'm definitely gonna go see it when it comes out. And Tyler, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about the film.
Thanks, Albert. Yeah, thank